Hello my crafty friends and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm very excited about today's art journaling video as I have my daughter's art journaling with me. We have Tia, who is almost 10, and Rafi, who is 8 years old. I've been wanting to make a video like this for a little while as I want to show that art journaling is for all ages, and we're going to do it all together today and see what comes up at the end. We're going to be using these guest books that I have. I bought these on sale quite a few years ago. I think I got them for $1 or $2 each. So I think I bought all of them that were in stock. So they're a perfect size and we each have one. The pages are relatively blank inside, which is fine. We're going to paint over them anyway. Mine is a little used. I have ripped out a few pages that I've used in my junk journals, but that's okay. We'll make it work. For today's theme, we have chosen mermaids, and we will probably be using mermaid colors with some mermaid tails at the end. So let's start. We are working on our kitchen table as my craft room can't fit the three of us. So we're a little bit squishy, but we've made all three of the books fit into the frame. We might be bumping elbows a little bit, but it's going to be fun and we're going to have lots of fun. We start by sticking down some text, which is from an old encyclopedia, and we're just randomly sticking this down with craft glue. An encyclopedia is a very interesting item for a child of this new generation, like my children. They were quite interested about it and told them it was sort of the Google of my time when I was at school. We didn't have Google. We used to go to the encyclopedia to research projects. So I have a few of them. We've only decided to use one to cut up. We are keeping the others as historical items or items that they could maybe share with their children when they're older. They can call it something from the olden days. Like my kids talk about my childhood, they call it the olden days. We're now adding gesso with our fingers or a paintbrush, and this is to create a good paint surface for our painting. We are using acrylic paints. These are called Satin paints. I'm not quite sure exactly why they're called Satin paints. I just bought them from Kmart. I think they were $5 for the 4 little tubs, and they really work just like acrylics. I did like the colors. They were sort of already the mermaid colors with a lime green, so we decided to use them straight out of the jar. We were also going to use some white acrylic paint just to lighten up some of the colors. And we're just going to use our fingers just to get in there and spread the color around and make some beautiful designs and patterns. I'm just showing Rafi here on the left that you can use a water on a paintbrush just to thin out the paint if you need to just spread it out a bit more. And I can see, I actually noticed when I was editing the video that Tia is actually painting with both her hands. She's got color in both and she's using both hands to spread the paint. They really had a lot of fun with this part of the process and enjoyed just getting stuck in. We spent a lot of time drying the layers, and I only have one dryer, so I think I need to invest in a couple more dryers so we each have one to make the drying process faster, because it did take a little while to get everything dry before the next stage. But that is just something that we will get to eventually as we carry on with these videos. We're now going to add some splatter to our pages. I'm using turquoise, and then we're all using white, and Rafi uses a bit of purple. I just show them how to water down the acrylic enough so it can splatter easily, and then we just put it on a paintbrush and splatter everywhere. We've decided to add some circles to our layout with white paint, just so that they can resemble bubbles and look a little bit more like underwater. I'm just using the lid of a bottle, which works really well. Just press it into the paint and then press it onto the page. Rafi was undecisive whether she wanted to do it or not, and she eventually, after seeing ours, she liked the effect and added it to hers too. Now we're going to work with our mermaid tails. This is from a colouring in page that I have. We're each going to get a few tails that we're going to colour in. The girls just wanted to show you the colours that they'll be using for their tails. We started with these colors, but eventually ventured off and totally did different colors. The idea I had was to make the tails for my one, to make them quite bright, but I didn't really like the effect it had with the background, so that sort of changes as we go. But this is how we started with the coloring. We're just using some graphic markers that the girls got for Christmas. Rafi will show you those shortly. She wanted to, there you go, she wanted to show everybody her markers. They each have a set, and we were using those. They're beautiful and bright, and we had a lot of fun coloring. It was quite intricate, so this took a little while, but it was fun. Rafi got a little tired of colouring in all the little intricate sections, so she coloured her last tail in just plain pink, and I actually think it works really well. She then cuts them out, ready to stick them into her art journal, and off she goes to have a snack. Tia and I are still colouring and cutting. Rafi has asked me to please stick her mermaid tails into her book. She's told me where she wants them, so I'm just quickly putting some glue and pasting those down, ready to dry. She's now signing her work. That is her page, but it is actually not the end. She thought it was the end, but she actually keeps adding to it, so watch the space. When I add my tails to my page, I'm not quite happy with the colors. It's not how I had imagined it. So I'm just pasting those two down because I think they work. And then I have other plans for the other ones. I'm just separating them. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to paint them white and maybe paint over them. Tia does the same. She only sticks one of her colored in ones, and then she actually uses she used mine to sort of trace around, and now she's just painting it, and then she's going to decorate it. We are using gesso to color in the mermaid tails, which will allow us to paint or color over it. So Rafi has come back to join us. She's managed to find my box of die cuts and found herself a little mermaid and little sea creatures that she wants to paste onto her project. Tia and I are still painting our mermaid tails. 17 hours later. I'm painting dots on mine, don't like it, wipe it off, painting white again. I went back and forth a few times with these mermaid tails that just weren't working for me. Well, there we have Rafi's page. It is complete, I think, or she might come back and do some more. I think she found some more die cuts after the fact. She just kept adding, and that's the fun of art journaling. You can just keep adding. Sometimes it's hard to know when to stop. I do tend to overdo it sometimes, or sometimes maybe I don't do enough, but it's all in how you feel of your page and what you enjoy doing. Tia made a point of telling me that when I edit the video that I please need to add that what she's using there is a colored pencil that she's dipping in the paint to go around the mermaid tail. She thought it was quite clever of her. We didn't have a marker or anything suitable to be able to do that, so she's just taken a pencil and she is dipping it in the paint and going around, and she wanted me to tell you, so I'm telling you. I'm using a black fine liner to go around my tails, and then I'm going to do some design. So the last two tails are going to be just black and white with just a trim. So I'm just doing very basic details on that. While I'm drawing mermaid scales, Tia's doing a beautiful ombre of purple and blue on her tail. Guess who's back? Yep, that's Rafi on the left again, and she's in the die cut box again. So these are all my die cuts that I have. Yes, I have heaps of them. So I had told them to go in and find some phrases or wording. I know there's some mermaidy ones like sunshine vibes or splish and splash. I found the one that says fabulous in a silver, and I'm just sticking that down. They found the wording plus some shells and some starfish and some seaweed, and they just went a bit crazy with it and they loved it. So I let them stick all of it down where they wanted, and they made a full under the sea theme. I'm just adding some black fine liner around my word fabulous just to make it stand out a little bit more. Tia's adding some final touches to hers, drying it off, and then signing her work with the date, and there is her page. I think it turned out beautiful. I'm just signing mine, and there's my page. Here is Rafi's final layout, and I think it turned out just beautiful. Thank you so much for watching our video today. We really hope you enjoyed it. Please subscribe for more videos, and we'll see you again soon. Bye!